In a world where authenticity is the gold standard, the recent appearance of Meghan Markle on the Jamie Kern Lima show has ignited a firestorm of reactions. This wasn't just any interview. This was a moment where the facade of the Duchess of Sussex began to crack under the pressure of pointed questions and the weight of public scrutiny. Meghan entered the stage expecting a friendly chat, perhaps even a pat on the back for her latest endeavors, but what she got instead was a masterclass in accountability. Let's get real here. Meghan, dressed down in a casual sweatshirt, one that boasted the names of her children, was trying hard to project an image of the relatable mom. You could almost hear her saying, "Look at me. I'm just like you." But that illusion crumbled the moment Jamie asked a question that cut through the fluff. How do you respond to those who argue that self-worth is shown through actions rather than statements? Boom! You could practically feel the air shift. Meghan's confident demeanor faltered. The polished smile she's known for was replaced with a look of uncertainty. This wasn't about her usual narrative where she plays the victim or the misunderstood heroine. This was a challenge to her entire brand. And she knew it. Jamie didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. Her calm and composed approach was far more powerful. She laid down a truth bomb that left Meghan reeling. Self-worth isn't about the PR campaigns or the glossy magazine covers. It's about how you live your life every single day. That's a harsh reality for someone whose identity has been meticulously crafted through curated appearances and strategic narratives. Meghan tried to pivot the conversation back to her latest projects, her lifestyle brand and her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. But the damage was done. The facade of authenticity she tried so hard to maintain was in tatters. The audience wasn't buying it. They saw through the performative tears, the exaggerated laughter, and the staged moments of maternal pride. Social media exploded. Critics unleashed their thoughts, mocking her desperate attempts to connect with the everyday person. One user quipped that Meghan was treating motherhood like a new fad she just discovered, while another jabbed at her ability to turn every personal moment into a marketing opportunity. Here's the kicker. The real damage wasn't in what Jamie said, but in what she didn't say. By not falling for Meghan's charm and challenging her directly, Jamie placed a mirror in front of Meghan, reflecting the inconsistencies between her carefully constructed persona and the reality of her actions. The audience began to question everything. Was Meghan truly genuine, or was this just another calculated move in her public relations playbook? The narrative of the struggling royal who just wants to be relatable is wearing thin. People are tired of the same old story. They want authenticity. They want realness. And when someone comes along and calls out the facade, it's a game changer. Meghan was put on the spot in a way she clearly wasn't prepared for. Jamie Kern Lima didn't just interview her, she challenged her, forcing her to confront the very essence of her public persona. Imagine being in Meghan's shoes, surrounded by millions of viewers dissecting your every word and action. The pressure must have been immense, and it showed. The contrast between her intended message of empowerment and the reality of her situation was glaring. The more she tried to present herself as a relatable figure, the more the audience saw through her act. As the dust settles on this explosive interview, it's clear that Meghan Markle has a long way to go if she wants to regain the trust of the public. The cuts and bruises from this encounter will take time to heal, and she'll need to rethink her approach moving forward. The days of playing the victim or the misunderstood figure appeal to her core narrative, but they won't hold up in the face of such scrutiny. People are hungry for authenticity, and they can smell a disingenuous act from a mile away. The question now is whether Meghan can rise to the occasion and transform her image into something that resonates with her audience. Or will she continue to stumble under the weight of her own contradictions? This moment on the Jamie Kern Lima show will be remembered as a turning point. A wake-up call for Meghan. A reminder that the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, must be embraced. The world is watching, and they're not just interested in the glossy images and carefully curated stories. They want the real Meghan Markle, the one who isn't afraid to show her flaws and admit when she's wrong. It's time for Meghan to step back, reflect, and perhaps even take a break from the limelight. The journey to authenticity is a tough one, and it requires a level of vulnerability that she hasn't yet shown. If she can embrace this challenge, she might just find a way to connect with her audience in a genuine manner. But if she continues down the same path, the backlash will only intensify, and the cracks in her carefully crafted image will deepen. The ball is in her court now. How she chooses to play it will define her legacy moving forward. Will she rise to the occasion and reclaim her narrative, or will she become another cautionary tale of a celebrity who lost touch with reality? One thing's for sure, the world is watching, waiting for her next move. And this time, they won't settle for anything less than the truth.